Community-owned land is becoming more popular than ever in Scotland. However, only over 5% of the Highlands and Islands is community-owned. Today, we will be visiting one of the few community-owned islands in Scotland, the Isle of Gigha. Since the community buyout in 2002, Gigha has been thriving. Let's see what the small island next to Kintyre has to offer. Join us on a trip to the Isle of Gigha. We have driven all the way from Glasgow to Kintyre, and now we will be cycling the last few miles to Tayinloan, where we'll get the ferry to Gigha. Let's see if all this driving and cycling is actually worth the trip. I already see the ferry. It's gonna arrive like about 10 minutes, and yeah, well, we're not even halfway there yet, so we're really cutting it fine. Fingers crossed we can get the 12 o'clock ferry. Oh no, it's leaving in 10 minutes. Just when you have like no time. It is
10 minutes.
8 minutes.
8 minutes.
Okay, where do we go? I actually can't believe that we made it on time. It really was like a last minute thing. And we weren't even the last ones to get on the ferry. There were people later than us. But to be fair, the ferry is late. I don't know why. So maybe that saved us as well. The ferry leaving from Tayinloan is about 23 miles south of Tarbert. The ferry to Gigha only takes 20 minutes, as the island is just 3 miles off the west coast of Kintyre. When we arrive on Gigha, we will be cycling up north, and we will be first stopping at the Twin Beaches and Fisherman's Cave, and then we'll be cycling down south to Ardminish and visiting the Achamore Gardens and just explore everything that Gigha has to offer. We've just arrived on Gigha, and just when you come off the ferry, there is this wee visitor centre. Ooh. So let's have a look. So you've got a lot of information about camping here, facilities, and just being a responsible visitor. What we're going to take is this. Oh, and there's everything that is going on the island. And then we've got our map here. So we are here, we just arrived here, and we will be cycling along here up to the north. So we will be seeing the Twin Beaches. I have no clue how to pronounce that name, so if you know how to pronounce it, please let me know in the comments. Then we'll also go to Fisherman's Cave, and then we will be cycling all the way back to Ardminish and then Achamore Gardens. We'll probably see the standing stones, and then we've also seen some lovely places where you can have food, so obviously we'll have to stop there as well. But the first stop will be the Twin Beaches. As I already mentioned, the community took the unusual step of buying Gigha from its last private landlord in 2002. With the help of the Scottish Government and a huge fundraising effort, the islanders took ownership. The Isle of Gigha Heritage Trust was set up to manage the island on their behalf. A community buyout is when a community buys land, buildings, or other assets in the place where they live. It ensures that any profits stay in the local area, and it allows the community to decide what they want to see happen locally. At the time of the buyout, 92 people lived on Gigha. Since the buyout, the population has more than doubled, bringing new businesses and ways of life, from farming to aquaculture to crafts, retail and tourism. The community, through the Isle of Gigha Heritage Trust, now own the majority of the Isle of Gigha. I think we have finally arrived. Oh, thank goodness. Yes, we're here. We're finally at the Twin Beaches. Let's have a look. The Twin Beaches are in the north of the island, and basically on the one side, well, there's one beach, and then on the other side, we just have to walk a few meters, and then there's the other beach. Have you ever seen such a white beach in Scotland, Ian? I would say like up at Malek.
Yeah, Malek has some really nice white beaches.
Yeah. But those really white beaches, I don't think you would see them that often, so it's absolutely beautiful.
Skye.
Skye also has some really nice beaches.
What was the south of the island? It's the south of the
where did
island.
we
the
go?
Skye where we went. I can't remember the name.
Yeah.
Of it. But it's a trek to get to that beach. It's like 45-minute walk.
Mhm.
Or maybe it was 45 minutes because we were so unfit at the time.
Probably, yeah.
And then you've got you had Luscantire.
Yeah.
Lewis and Harris. That was a nice, or Harris. That's a nice beach.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
There are quite a few.
Yeah. Okay. Right. I'll take
Malek
it back
has
then.
quite
There
a
are
lot
quite
of-
a few. There are quite a few white beaches, but I think it is beautiful here.
It is nice.
It is really
The
nice.
water's really nice.
Yeah, the water, it's so clear, and getting here is, I would say, it's pretty accessible. Don't you think so?
Yeah, the all the trails, like for walking or cycling,
Mhm.
they're all like fine dirt. It's not dirt. It's like fine stone.
Yeah.
So it's easy to cycle on.
Uh-huh.
And to be honest, I don't think something like that would exist in the mainland.
No, and I wonder if that is because it is community owned.
Yeah.
The Gigha Heritage Trust actually renewed all the cycling network here, so all the cycling paths and like the signs and stuff like that. So I think that's why we wouldn't really have that on the mainland, and it's here.
And it's well, yeah, it's well.
It's really, yeah, it's well signposted and it's really well maintained. And our next stop will be the Fisherman's Cave, which is pretty close to here. Lol, it really is just a 2-minute cycle. Fisherman's Cave once stood on the shoreline, waves pounding at the rock to create this dark, narrow space. But the land rose after the last ice age, and the cave became a safe shelter well above the high tide mark. Fishermen took refuge here during long fishing trips or in bad weather. They stored their gear and dried and salted fish on flat rocks nearby, ready to eat during the long winter months. Many took the chance to carve their initials and date of their visit into the rock. The oldest one dates to 1735. We're also found another really nice beach on our way to the cave. I think it's up there. So it must be somewhere here.
Is it?
Well, let's walk down there. Oof. I didn't expect it to be a wee trek. There are more stones there. If you come here, just keep a lookout for the wee posts with the yellow top, because they will keep you on track. It's not quite clear where to go. Oh, jeez, oh. Eh?
I think we need to go across there.
Across the water?
I don't know. Let's go.
Right. I'll walk. Got the right shoes on for this, eh?
Give it a
Poor Ian is actually walking through the cave for you because I've got my white shoes. I really didn't expect this. I think that must be 1828. Or is it 11? I don't know.
There's
Wow.
1828 here. Looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah. This is also 17. Is that 17 something?
It's funny how the earlier ones are at the entrance.
Yeah. So do you think it was worth coming here?
Yeah, it was interesting. It wasn't that bad. It's just when you don't know. It's just when you don't know where the end point is.
Yeah, that's
it feels
true.
like it's going to be forever.
Yeah. Just walk back to our bikes now, and
If they're still there.
If they're still there. This is the first time we've actually left our bikes somewhere and we didn't lock it. We didn't lock them because at the Twin Beach we saw people with electric bikes, and obviously they're way more worth than our bikes, and they hadn't locked them either. And it's a small island with only 165 people living here, so I guess crime rate is lower. We'll just see and chance it.
Got nowhere to go.
Aye, they've got nowhere to go. So yeah, we'll just go back to our bikes, and then the next stop is Achamore Gardens. Stay tuned for that. Cycling to Achamore Gardens, we will pass the ferry, but instead of taking that wee path that we took at the beginning when we arrived here, we will actually just cycle along the main road because we think that's faster. Would you like a wee ice cream? Hiya. So we went to the wee dairy, is it Dairy Isle?
The buyout dairy.
Oh, we went to the wee Isle dairy to get some ice cream. I've got mango. This is one scoop. It's not massive, eh? And Ian got some chocolate.
I think you got more than me. Is it nice?
Chocolate. And it's made from the milk from the wee dairy farm that we had passed on our way to the Twin Beach, to the Twin Beaches. It's really nice, huh? We found an honesty box, and this time we're actually prepared. Ian was so clever and brought pound coins because we knew that they would only be taking cash. So there are no more loaves left. but what would you like, Ian? So we've got some chutney, some brownies, some Empire biscuits, tablet shortbread, caramel shortbread, energy bars, Rocky Road.
What is the brownie?
When I'll be coming home, then I'll be at your door. When I'll be coming home, I plan to let you know the longing of my heart.
Pinera manichata, I have no clue how to pronounce it, often referred to as Brazilian giant rhubarb or devil's strawberry, native to Brazil. Because of the Gulf Stream, there are quite a few subtropical plants here, and the gardens is actually the main attraction here on the island. And the visitor entry fee is a donation for adults at £7 and under 16s it's £5. But if you come as a family, so 2 adults and 2 kids, it's £20. Okay, so let's walk here. The gardens also are owned by the Isle of Gigha Heritage Trust, and it's run through them. You will not believe it, we somehow got lost in the gardens. The only thing that I really wanted to see is a bamboo maze. Okay, where do we go? Here. We've made it out. The gardens are actually open all year round, apart from when winds are over 40 miles per hour, because for health and safety reasons they have to then close the gardens. But other than that, you can always visit. Right, shall we head back, Ian? The last ferry actually leaves in 2 hours, but we are hoping to take the second last ferry in case anything gets cancelled and we don't miss the ferry back home, because otherwise we'll be stuck on Gigha. I mean, there would be worse things because the island is absolutely beautiful, but we've got our accommodation booked on Kintyre. But we're now off to the Horseshoe Bar. What would an island visit be without visiting a bar? So we're gonna go there and enjoy the sunshine, and we'll catch up with you there.
Thank you.
So this brewery is a microbrewery, and they do it all at home. And it's actually, he thinks it, well, it is the smallest definitely in Scotland, but it might be actually in the UK.
Right.
And there is a annual music festival here on the island, and he thought that he would get like the first brew of the year or whatever that he was making from home that would last him to the music festival. It lasted him 1 day, so probably they'll have to stock up.
So what is that?
So this is cider,
Right.
but I need to ask, maybe I should have asked like what kind of cider it is.
Right.
Cheers. We are now cycling back to the ferry terminal. Well folks, that's us leaving the Isle of Gigha. Thanks so much for joining us on our wee trip, and if you've enjoyed the video, why not like and subscribe? You'd really support the channel, and I'll see you next week. Bye!